Generic greetings. In the previous episode, we got some more prisoners, a total of 80. There you go. We actually say 78 at the moment because, someone might have got stabbed, alright. And then I think one left because they finished the sentence. But either way, 78 prisoners out of a maximum of 80. You can see these cells are going to be sorted. Currently sleep time, which means it's good time for a shakedown because we've had a lot of prisoners come in that we haven't yet really searched properly. Also, this bit down the bottom, as people have pointed out, does not have any metal detectors, so we do need to get that up and running as fast as possible. It is quite important. So metal detectors, and we'll put them in when I've got a couple of grand. Receiving 3,698 per day. That's quite good, but we do have a couple of grants remaining, so we need to build CCTV monitor and some cameras. And that'll give us a total of 20 grand payment. That's very, very good. And then we also really have to get the... we have to sort the Reform Through Education initiative out, but there's nothing I can really do apart from assign people to it. Now, that's one of the problems, that for some reason, after a while, people just go, you know what, I can't really be bothered. And actually, it is my fault, and I know why, what the deal is. You can see there's a lot of needs here for certain things, but because I've got a lot of armed guards, it suppresses the prisoners so they don't really want to learn. And that's problematic, because if we go to our programs, we can see that education program, it's actually now got 10 people in it, so I don't know why that's changed. That's fine then. You know what? That's now got, that says 20 places. That looks to me 17. Okay, apparently that's just fine. Right. Doesn't matter then. Really doesn't matter. I was going to say I was going to sack a lot of the armed guards, but doesn't look like I really need to do that. Behavioural therapy, we can start all these. Obviously, these are going to cost money, but I am all for reform in this way. There's no point in holding the prisoners if we're not going to at least try and reform them. Or rather, you could argue that some should be locked up and you should throw the key away, but not in this prison because it's not really that sort. Let me just have a quick look. I need to sort out the radiators. Put some rads in. There we go. And then metal detectors as well. There we go. Obviously, we need to run the electrical cable. And there we go. So that's the metal detector sorted. No escapes so far, which is always a good thing. The showers have been put in one side, but we do need to sort the other out. Obviously, we've got all this other side to do it as well. As you can see, a lot of people working there. In terms of food, the prisoners are getting fed, but because of this reduced meal quantity and variation to low, I reckon the needs for this is going to be going up, which, as you can see, is actually not at the moment. But I guess it's the only first day with this new thing scheduled, so not really too much of a problem there. Right, so I've got 2 grand. That should be enough for me to go to utility, which I don't like doing because it actually kills the frame rate for some reason. And then going to CCTV monitor and putting, I think we'll just shove a CCTV monitor in the opposite side there, like so. And then we need to put in some CCTV. Now, the reason I'm going to put it in these areas here because there's a lot of like failed sight lines in places, so we need to really put them in here. Now, it's weird because I can't even afford a security camera. It's $200. But, we'll see. Oh, and there we go. See, there's money going in and out, but the problem is that it's not like a steady supply. So I just have to wait, really, until that goes back into the positive. 3,626. So we will eventually get onto a positive balance and I can start buying these, but it's going to take a little while. Come on. I'm going to have to leave it, aren't I? I'll leave for a little moment. This requires power, which we will connect up like so. There we are. We also need automatic door openers, and we also need some... I was going to say phone taps, but do we? Yes, we do. Ideally, we do. We need phone taps, but we just haven't got them. Not yet. Not yet. The Cell Block C. I know there's been a couple of people mentioning this in the last episode's comments saying we could easily get that by making these separate cells, but I've already went through that previously where to get that you would actually have to unlock legal, which is 5 grand, and then go for the small cells, which is 10 grand, and then by the time you sort that out, you're actually only getting 20 grand anyway, and the furniture required to put that in will actually cost more than we get off the grant, so it's sort of pointless, unless we planned on using that stuff later on. It really is pointless. Anyway, I've got 500 here, so we can put some CCTV in, like so. One there, and then we'll put one in there, and then one in... Damn it, I want to put one in there, but we just can't fill. There we can. There we are, we can get one that's sorted, and then we can connect her up. Actually, we'll wait until it's put in, then we can connect these things up. A lot of patrols around in the yard, and people said that we really need to, as a priority, get some weight benches and stuff put in. And I agree, we should really get them sorted. I've just been just missing it. There's a knife being found there. This is why we like the metal detector. A lot of people being sick for some reason. Oh, you can also see the mail is in there as well. So that guy there, Billy the Wrench Shits, I think that is. And you can see the spiritual guidance condition is suppressed there. So half the time in this prison is suppressed because of the armed guards. Found drugs and found luxuries. I reckon he's got a lot of needs for drugs. 33% chance estimated reoffending rate. Prison grading currently don't have because only 3 prisoners have been released. What I do want to do is go to reports and programs and find parole. So parole hearing, 0 in the queue. It doesn't cost anything to run this. So what I do is pretty much just start it and run it up until it says I can't anymore. That's fine. Reschedule all programs. Alcoholics group, if I start that, it's probably going to say, yeah, there's no rooms, so we really need to sort that out. So as a priority, we need to do alcoholics group. We need to sort that out by putting the 2 end bits in the common rooms, and then putting some weight benches and stuff. So it's useful things, just not necessarily, hang on, that to there, and then finally there. And there we go. So, place CCTV cameras throughout my prison. Still not got that sorted. Actually, what I forgot to do, guard patrols. I didn't set anyone in there, which is always a bit of a silly mistake. I set it in last episode, but I didn't assign anyone to it. I'm actually going to assign 2 people to either side because I think it's needed. There we are. Right, so where else? I think that's fine. Just check these staff-only areas. Most of these are done. All of them are fine. Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, this one over here is shouting that it doesn't have any water, but we're not going to plumb that in because we don't plan on keeping that the way it is. We'll be moving it around. I only did it just so they could sit in that holding cell. Just need to go to utilities for a second. No hot water pipe this up. There we go. There's that connected. And then we've got hot water throughout the entire area. 3 degrees there, which is getting uncomfortable. But you can see that the ambient temperature around the prison is actually not too bad. Obviously in here it's quite warm because we've got radiators along the place, that's fine. Outside not so, but the main area where you're going to be your cell is actually quite warm. 20 degrees there, that's very, very nice. And then at the end where you got 13 degrees. So these cells are quite cold. So it's not ideal, but it's okay. Now as I said, if ideally we want to have these common rooms filled up, but we just can't do it. The common room, okay. The new water pipe system is good, but I think it makes our job a lot harder. But they did tweak it, so it's not really... The people used to kick off for absolutely no reason whatsoever if they were cold, and now it's a lot less severe, a lot less. So, let's finish off this common room. So it is just a case of putting in a pool table, and I think we need some TVs. So TVs, there we go. And that goes up to there. Now we could run some that side, but what I want to do instead is I want to just delete that and then have some chairs, and we really need to get like a sort of alcoholic group thing going, but I don't really know how to place it. I mean, we could do this. No, that's not going to work out. Alcoholics group like that? No, I don't like the idea of that. That's an interesting design. When I say interesting, I mean it's a bit daft, but there's no reason why we can't just have it like that. That should be fine. For alcoholics group. Therapy. There we are. I can actually put them like that. I can then fit 2 in. And that one's already been placed, so I'm going to have to dismantle that. It's no problem at all. There we are. Okay. I do need to do another shakedown at some point, but it'll be tonight. There we go, there's that sorted. So we should be able to get the alcoholics group. In terms of turfing, we do need to turf this centre bit, but that's probably going to cost a lot of money. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that would cost a lot of money just to get that sorted. So I'm going to turf that one little corner there, and then we'll do the rest later on. once we've got other things in as well. Looks like that common room's been sorted. Televisions, there's a lot of people use them, and I think we do need to probably expand that. So we'll have some more televisions in, like so. There we are. So we're doubling the amount of televisions we have. There we go. Still don't have the big one, and I always like the big televisions, but they just don't have them. Go to deployment, then to guards, and I just need to assign a guard to either patrol room there. Sorry, either parole room. I need to assign the patrol to the parole. Psychologist officers, maybe it's good to have people assigned there, but at the moment, don't think it really needs to. I've had no one kick off yet, so not really too bothered. Now this area here, you can see there's we've got a bit of a problem that nobody's working in the library, and the reason for that is because you need to have foundation education in order to work there. So obviously a lot of these don't. Let's just pause it for a second and check. So I need to see behavioural therapies in the queue. I can't really start another one there. If I start the alcoholics group therapy, it will probably say there's no tutor, no teacher. So I'll stop that and then reschedule, and there we go, we can now see it's sorted. The thing is that the behavioural therapy and the alcoholics group is both ran by the psychologist, and obviously if he's working somewhere else then it's problematic. So this is interesting. Actually they're all going to go to that room, and will they go to this one? No, they can't, because obviously it's just one room. It can only do it in one room, which makes sense. Anyway, looks like we've got a couple more CCTV cameras to put in, so that should be okay. So CCTV, and where can I put it? I haven't got it in the shower, but I don't really want to have it in the shower. We haven't yet got it in the cleaning cupboard and the laundry, so that might be something that we can sort out. We'll put one in the cleaning cupboard either side, and that should hopefully... Actually, no, what we'll do, we'll put it in that side, we'll put it in the other side, because that should then sweep, and then we'll get both, because it'll sweep left and right, so we should get in here, which I don't think we need access to, but then we'll get this bit as well, so we should be able to see all of it, which is useful. So that will then connect up to that one, and then to that one there. Okay, so that's also got our grant done, which is excellent. What we need to do now is go to grants and then to tool cleanup and then crack down on drugs, and both are completed immediately because all they require is for you to find a certain amount of tools, and drugs, we found all of them. Prison manufacturing and inmate nutrition, we're going to go for... We could really go for that because at the moment we're still running this thing here, which is reduce meal quantity and variation to low. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be a bit cheeky here and go to our regime and then change one of these eat times, this one here. Oh, good grief. Change this eat time to that. All right, so that's going to be, you can see we've got maximum security now or high risk because of these guys here who did some stabbing. So yeah. We've got this already on low, so if I just serve a single one, I can actually get half of this grant done, and then to offset the fact that I've pissed them off for a while, I can then serve high variety meals at high quantity later on. So this is good. We should be able to sort that out. Right, so we've got 50-odd thousand in the blank, so what I'm going to do is lay some turf, so all the way along here. Now, this is actually a bit of a waste of money because I'm then going to start running some walkways anyway that goes around the outside, so actually I will probably run it now with concrete tiles, because then it means that I save the grass for later areas. So we'll run it like so, there we are, and then we'll run it up into the center like that, and then same thing here. So there we are, that should be fine. And then what we need to do is, once that's sorted, we might put some lights in here because we currently haven't got any, but we'll see how it goes. In fact, while I'm running all of these concrete tiles, anywhere outside that doesn't have concrete tiles, we are actually going to put them in because it is useful. There we are. Okay, that's sorted, and that's about job done. We haven't yet got it ran on this outside bit as well, so I might as well go for that. Now, problematic bit here is because it's outside, and this is on like a weird corner piece, so we'll go all the way to the end. I know there's been several comments saying what we should do is the bottom cell blocks. We should put some windows in. It's not actually a bad idea at all. Whether or not I implement that today, this episode, I don't know. We'll see how far we get. So, it's already on max speed. Don't think I need to hire any more people. Ideally, we want to get some more storage for food. Now that is going to be iffy because you can see the overall power requirement is getting up there. It's not problematic yet, but it will be at some point. There's all this going in. It's looking quite nice, actually. Weights benches. It's a very simple job, this. Let's just spread them out. I could have them right next to each other, but I prefer them spread out like that. And then all the way along. Now, this actually looks a lot better than I thought it would. It looks very oppressive with this building in the centre. I must confess. But it looks good. It looks like... It actually looks... I don't think it looks realistic. I certainly wouldn't think that if you do have a compound like this, you wouldn't have all of the... You would have it as like a guard area, and you might have the kennel, but you wouldn't have the... I don't think you'd have the admin staff. You'd have them way the other side. But anyway, yeah. I think that's okay. Who's this? And why are you there? Jeff Geoffrey Tay. Interview for murder and manslaughter. Why are you there? I don't know why he's there at all. Intelligence informants. Unknown reputation. Alright, that's understandable. Deployment. Shared. These are all shared. Don't know then. Do not know why he's in there. Maybe he just hasn't been taken from the holding cell yet. But then all these guards are standing around. Attack prisoner, serious injury, murder. Solitary for 4 hours. It says solitary. This says lockdown. So I don't know why that is. Because I definitely, as you can see, have all these as lockdown. So why on earth he's being assigned solitary, I do not know. So, it means I actually have to do a bit of work now, which is understandable. Let's just get all these sorted then. And I was going to do them anyway, so might as well crack on. So these are all of our solitary cells. Quite easy to do. All they require is to have some walls. And then I need to run some electrical cables in there just to make sure they all light up. And actually a lot of them don't have lights, so what I'm going to do is put lights like so in front of it, in front of the doors like that. And a lot of these, like I said, will not have lights. And that one, then that one, that one, that one, and that one. There we go. There's all them put in. And then, well, at least that's all of the walls put in. Then we need to go to solitary door and spend a lot of money on solitary door. But we do have a lot of money, so there's no problem there. And then once this is sorted... Tunnel found there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's fake. Almost certainly fake. It's not gonna stop me doing a shakedown or a search on that guy's cell though. Currently got lockup, which is always useful. You can see that we're still serving a single low quantity, low variety meal for 2 days. We've only got, I think, a day and a half. What was left? I think it was 30 odd hours for the governor's request or whatever it was, and so I'll have to run it a little bit longer than I need to. That's really looking quite nice. That I do like that indeed. Right, we're going to go back to objects here and then to benches, and then we need to sort the benches out like so. Now, how we're going to have this? I think that's more than reasonable. Or could we put them right next to each other? We probably could. We could put benches like that. But you know what? I think, honestly, I think a bit of gappage is fine as well. Some gaps like that is... Hang on. 1, 2, 3. I must have put it at the end on the other side then, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I did. Well, actually, there's another thing we could do. We could slide them along, like that. Like so, and like so. And then have phone booths in it. That would be a bit better because then they can actually use them. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Didn't you put another phone booth in there? Because I know it's always been an odd one and people have mentioned several times that I haven't done it. So there we go. So, are a lot of people working in this kitchen? Let's just find out by going to programs and kitchen safety and hygiene. We can see that... oh, hang on. Stop that one. 11 interested, so if we start that... You can see there's 9 interested, but not all working there. We're only training 5 at a time. I'm going to start that again. Doesn't really matter how much you run, because I don't think it costs you anything. Nope. Oh, 100 a session. That's fine. I think I can handle that. Parole's on the go. Doesn't cost any money. Spiritual guidance is good. A lot of it, people interested in the workshop safety. Guard taser certification is not being done yet. No prison grading yet. I'll go for a taser rollout, and we'll start unlocking guard towers, and we'll start unlocking legal, because it's always something that I think is useful. So we've got the common rooms sorted. We've got the weights benches put in, all in the centre here. We're doing this grant and this sort of request from the governor, or whoever you want to call it. We do need to put in something here. Originally this was going to be a area where we have phone booths, but what I'm thinking instead is not bothering with it and then leaving that for an expansion down to this side. What I do want to do while I'm here is go to our bureaucracy and go to land expansion. Also go for tax relief at some point, but with only the small amount of money we've got, I don't think that'll be useful, so we'll leave it. It's now sleep time, which means it's time for a shakedown, because we haven't done one for a little bit. There's a prisoner bus, and I don't know why there's a prisoner bus. Is all that done? Yes, it is. So I'm just going to go to rooms. You can see that all of these solitary cells are now completed, so I'm just going to designate all them as solitary, all of that as solitary, and then why on earth has that not been concrete tiled? I do not know. There and there is sorted, yes. And then what else do we need to do? It was utilities and electrical cable to power these things up. So there's all that powered up. I think the walls will actually not affect this, but it's easy just to do that. And there's them all wired up. Right. So, going through a full search, then that guy should be taken over to the solitary and be put in that, which means now we can alter our policy here. I'm going to knock our parole cutoff to, actually, I'm going to increase it by 5%. So destruction, you're going to get solitary. Escape attempt, solitary. Any of these ones on the top, to be honest with you, you get solitary. Alright? So if you do a bit of destruction, then you get 4 hours. Escape attempt, you get 4 hours. Attack prisoner, same thing, 4 hours. Staff, you get 6. Serious injury, I think we'll go for 6 hours. And then intoxication will give you 2 hours. Found weapons, tools, drugs, you're going to get 2 hours on that one. Luxuries, we are going to search your cell, but we're not going to punish you for it. I don't think we really want... It's weird because there is a level of acceptance by guards and things like that in prisons where they obviously know that certain things are going on, but in reality, being able to police it is practically impossible. So it's just a case of, look guys, don't take the piss, don't flash it in front of us, and everything will be okay. I mean, we're not going to allow you to smuggle in a 48-inch, plasma television, but at the same time, if you've, got a little bit of XYZ, or you've got a mobile phone or whatever, then we might, turn a blind eye. Obviously, if you pay us as well, then that's all good. CEO is calling, so we'll have a quick talk. The food budget experiment is over and the results are inconclusive. You are free to set your food policy back to whatever you wish. Thank you very much. I'm going to wait until I've done this research. And as you can see, it is a bit cold. It is now autumn still, but it is snowing, 1 degrees. Look at that. That's really nice. Some people have complained about this feature, about the weather. I think it's a really nice addition. I think it's a really nice addition indeed. Look at all the snow going along there. But obviously it's cold, so prisoners are now going to be staying indoors. Nice radiators there, just hugging the radiators or taking warm showers. Speaking of showers, let us sort that out by going to showerhead and then running a showerhead all the way to the end there. Same thing down this side, or over this side, all the way to there. We haven't got any benches, and that's something that people have mentioned, so I might as well put in some benches. There we are. In no particular order, to be honest with you. Just like that. I think that's about right. I'll have to get rid of planning. I'm going to cancel all of this planning here. Seems about right. Still got the guard towers to go on the outside. Did I actually unlock them? I am currently in the process of doing that. Alright. Look at all the snow. That's very nice. Very pretty. It's also freezing. Let's just go to our logistics and then temperature, and we can see that, yep, the only warm places are the kitchen and canteen and this area here. But look at that. You can see that originally this end here was reaching about 14 degrees C, but now, at the end, by the time we get to the end, 10 degrees, because it's really cold. And really, you know, hey, would you like to go to the common room to play some pool? Well, I would, but there's frost all over it, so maybe we won't bother. Right. Everybody's heading inside for some eat. That's still a bit cramped. Look at that one entrance. It's not really good. I could have one there and then block the center one up, but it's okay. It's fine. Right. What else do we need to do? Haven't got any phone taps, so should probably get that in. Phone taps, automatic doors, loads more floor to lay. I need to sort out holding cell. We now got some land expansion, as you can see. We probably also... Do we have another grant? No, we don't have another grant. We don't have another grant. Let me just check my regime here. 1 unit of eat, and our policy says... Right, so serve a single low quantity... Low variety, so I'm going to have to change variety to low. I thought I could keep it as none, but apparently not. I think when it said, I always thought when it said low quantity, low variety, you can actually set it lower or below. Like, you can turn it to none is what I mean. Look at all the people around the shop there doing, I don't know what they're buying. I think they've bought lots of drugs because they're all just like shaking all over the place. A lot of people working in the shop, I think. Let's just have a quick look at our prison labour. We see 5 people working in the shop. 5 people assigned to the library, but nobody working in there. Mailroom is okay. People assigned all over here. That's fine. A lot of people assigned. We need to go to our hot water pipe and then run some hot water pipe along and then down. There we go. Same thing there. That's already plumbed in, so that's fine. More than enough. Obviously, you can see the... like a proper building, you can see the previous levels of work. So this water pipe, for example, goes along here and then up and then along, not running through here. Whereas this one runs up and along because that used to be a shower. So that's like legacy stuff. That's, you know, that's what the prison used to have, but now it doesn't because it's changed long. So you get different levels. And then there's this one here that we ran across there before the workman or the architect realised it was a moron, and you can't run it like that. So yeah. Right. Oh, look at that. Rain. Wow. Lovely weather effects. So plumbed the shower in, all the extra showers, added some benches, put in turf around here, which is still a lot laying around. You can see we've got a lot of things just sitting around the place, all this turf, but we can't really do anything with at the moment. But I think that's about right. So I'm going to leave it there. Several things to do, but nothing of great importance. We've got the holding cell to fix, and that's a couple of minutes work, just adding the toilets down the bottom, putting them in cubicles, things like that. We then need to put a floor over the entire prison. That's going to cost more money than we actually have. We then need to, ideally, have a perimeter wall around here. Now, it really depends what we want to do, because I'm not going to put a perimeter wall all the way around here if we're just going to expand and buy a bit of land. At a minimum, my expansion plans would be expanding to the right, putting some extra fences in and gates and such, and having a big forestry area and a workshop, and that's what we'll have on the right hand side. Other than that, I'm not too sure what we'd expand from the top or bottom, but I leave it up to you. What would you like to do? Would you like to knock it on the head and call it a day because the prison is pretty much done? Or would you like to expand? By all means, let me know, and we will see what happens. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.